Hey guys, what's up? It's Fleck here. I've got a quick little overview, mini review of a new phone that has just come out on Cricket Wireless. I just switched to Cricket Wireless because, I moved to a new location here. Metro PC has been fine for me for a couple years now, but I moved to a new location over here in California where I've got this hill up here and I am surrounded by hills, and the metro signal just crapped out. T-Mobile towers couldn't hack it, and I was doing some research and discovered that AT&T has purchased Cricket, and I know for a fact that here actually AT&T has a signal, and I do definitely have a signal here with this phone. So I've been into phablets for a little over a year now, I think. I got the ZTE XMAX, 5.7 inch, big bulky thing. I gave it to one of my friends as a Christmas gift this Christmas after switching over to the LG Stylo. But the LG Stylo had been a bit buggy recently. And then with I just got really pissed, honestly, about not having signal in here with Metro. So once I found out, did a little research online, found out that Cricket had been purchased by AT&T. I said, great, AT&T towers. I'll get a signal here. I'll just go ahead and make the switch. And the LG Stylo 2 was available with very similar specs to the. So here's the thing: the Stylo, for most carriers, was unfortunately very low in memory, and it had an 8 megapixel camera, had the 1 gigabyte RAM and 8 gigabyte storage. But for Metro, they actually increased those specs by double and give you a 13 megapixel camera, which is great. Now, I was going to buy that new LG Stylo 2 when I made my switch to Cricket. But here's the thing, this new... I need to get better light in here. I know that this isn't very professional for review, but it's not supposed to be a professional review. This new ZMAX 2 is only $30 more than the Stylo. And if the Stylo isn't something that you're going to miss too much, I mean, I use the Stylo for writing notes at work during meetings. That's it, and I'm not going to miss it really for that purpose. So not a big deal, not a huge loss to me. That's it. On that, it's the only real thing that the Stylo has, especially the Stylo 2. The Stylo 2 doesn't have the laser. I'm actually recording this with my Stylo right now. And the Stylo 2 doesn't have the laser autofocus for the camera, which isn't even coming in that handy right now. But so the ZTE XMAX 2, let's cover where it is. 6-inch, 1080 display, octa-core processor. Definitely has a 2 gigabytes of RAM, 16 gigabytes of storage, I believe. It is a beautiful phone. Unfortunately, this recording will not let you see just how gorgeous it is. It has this blue kind of little metallic look to it. It's very clean, very nice. Buttons light up in blue. Because they are hardware buttons, you get the full 6-inch display, which is something else that I thought was a drawback. Going from the hardware buttons on the XMAX to the Stylo, I realized I had lost some display real estate. So I was looking particularly for a phone that had the hardware buttons. And I'm very pleased with the phone overall. It's very snappy. It's gorgeous, got a great display. One drawback, in my opinion, for me, would be the keyboard. I was really hoping to kind of keep the keyboard the same exact kind of layout as I had on the stylo. My biggest drawback here is, and since I can't reach over, I'll have to put the camera basically out of view here. But when you hit the little special characters button here, so at first I thought this was a ridiculous layout because it had the numbers, and I'm using a keyboard with the numbers that's across the top already. So thankfully it does pull up the last thing that you used, which is the special characters. But I think it's a bit silly to have, most people they're typing, they want access to characters in this area down here, the fastest. And how many of you use, what is that, the euro symbol? Let's go back to it. The euro symbol or the plus or the percentage more than the question mark or the exclamation mark. So I think it's a bit odd of a layout. I much prefer the keyboard on the LG Stylo that has, when you hit the special characters button, it pops up a huge range of them, and things like the exclamation mark and question mark are, if I recall correctly, they're right around down here where you can just easily access them. Here you have to make more of a finger movement to get your fingers out down there. That's the only drawback, the only thing that really kind of like irked me when I started using this phone. Like I said, thankfully it does memorize that you used the special characters last. So if you're using the keyboard with the numbers across the top, you're gonna get the special characters. So I thought, that saved the phone really for me, was the fact that it at least remembers that I'm using special characters. Other than that, really great phone. It's slim, so it feels great in the hand. It's not huge and bulky like you would expect a 6-inch phone to be. It's not like the XMAX for sure. That's a very bulky phone. Type-C USB is great. I never have to pay attention to which end I'm putting into the phone and the plug. I just plug it in and it's there, and you can already order Type-C cables, chargers, adapters. You can even get the LED ones from China, which I liked having in my car so I can see them at night. That was me for a second there. But yeah, it's a snappy phone. It's a beautiful phone. The colors, the 1080 display is great. The camera is beautiful. So I have no real complaints about it. I have had to make some switches. Part of what I didn't like is I use this for GPS a lot. I mount it on a car GPS mount, and it has like soft, foamy grip here. And unfortunately, you have no option really but to put the phone, grip it right around here so it's off to the side, so the grips are here and your phone is sticking out of the grip. So while I've been using a horizontal display this whole time, I've switched over to the vertical. So I mount it now like this on in my car instead of like this, and it's a little bit easier, looks a little bit less awkward and a little bit faster to just mount it up there. So I've had to make some changes, some adjustments, but considering the fact that I have a signal now, it's great. Where I live, I can finally make a phone call from my house, which I don't make the phone calls that often, but when I do, I don't want to have to sit here going, oh, great, I can't make the phone call. I have to go outside. I have to walk around, find a signal. No more of that. My gripe with Cricket, I don't think that their 4G LTE is as fast as Metro's. I think Metro's is like 2 or 3 times faster from my personal experience. I was watching downloads go 300 kilobytes per second on this phone from Cricket, and my phone, I was watching them go, almost a full megabyte per second. So that's about it. It's other than that, it's a beautiful phone. It's a great company. It's a bit pricier than Metro, but in my opinion, ended up being worth it. All right, pretty much not a in-depth, detailed. I'm gonna show you a bunch of benchmarks review, but just information and my personal opinion. Have a great day, guys.